So what are the main advantages of using YouTube to grow your business? Well, by the end of this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 interesting reasons YouTube should be the #1 platform you should be focusing on right now. My name is Rakeem Madison. Let's get into the content. All right, so advantage #1 of using YouTube to grow your business is the massive audience reach. So let me go ahead and break it down for you. So if you look at my visual representation right here, you can see we got YouTube, Google, and combined potential. So what does all this mean? This simply means that YouTube is the second largest search engine, so it gets a ton of traffic already. And then Google owns YouTube, so there's an incentive that Google gives to YouTube, and they're gonna show videos on Google as well. So that just pretty much expanded your horizon right there, right? Tons of traffic, right? So we know that your target audience is actually going to be on a platform with over 1 billion plus views, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you proof, right? Because I could just say that it gets billions of views, but I love to show my proof. So if I come over here to this extension that says global rank, if I click on this, you can see right here it says YouTube. And then if I scroll down, you can see it says August 2024. And then if I scroll down here, you can see monthly visits, 29.5 billion just by itself. We haven't even included Google in this picture. Now let's go over to Google and we're gonna do the same exact thing. We're gonna use this extension which tracks all the analytics. So if we go over here, it says google.com. And then if we look, August 2024, and if we scroll down, you can see monthly visits, 83.5 billion, okay? So that's a massive amount of traffic. We know that your target audience is on here, right? But let me show you proof that you can actually rank videos, because why would I tell you that if I haven't done it myself, right? So if I go over here to Google, if I go to an incognito browser first, so that way you can know that the rankings are for real. And then I type in here, let me go ahead and click this off. If I type in here Logitech StreamCam, and then I do versus Brio 4K, right? So you see it's popping up already, right? So if I click on this, you can see right here, I'm gonna change this to English real quick. You can see here's my video right here ranking up at the top, right? This is an 8-minute video. Now, if I take that same keyword and then I go over here to YouTube, I'm almost certain that I'm ranking #1 for it on YouTube as well. But if I click over here and I hit enter, boom, there's the same exact video from 1 year ago, right? So I want to show you proof that it can be done, not just tell you something and just hope that you're going to believe me, right? So now we're going to move on to advantage #2. All right, so advantage #2 is long-term cost-effective marketing, all right? So let's get into it, right? So I got a visual for this as well. So if you look right here, when you first create your video, boom, you created your video. Now you're gonna upload your video to YouTube. Now when you upload your video to YouTube and your video goes live, at that point, your video becomes evergreen, right? Because the way that things work on YouTube versus, other platforms where within a 24 to 48 hour span, your stuff isn't continuing to move, right? But on YouTube, it stays, right? It could be here for years. I still have videos out there generating traffic that have been generating leads and sales for years, right? That is a massive benefit when we're talking about leveraging a search engine, the #2 and the #1, right? Now, next thing, boom, you got content that's evergreen. It's still out there. Then over time, what tends to happen is you start to attract your target audience. And this part is important. Like when you start, you want to make sure that you're targeting the right people, that you're creating the content that will be specific to the people that you're trying to attract, right? So then boom, you get to a point where you attracted your audience, you generate long-term engagement. So what starts to happen? The audience starts to trust you more. They start to hit the like button more. They start commenting more. And then you start generating leads from the lead madness that you have, right? And so on and so on. It's a continuous process. Now, when we get up here, minimal ongoing costs. Well, to create a video, you need a cell phone, right? So if you got a cell phone, you can record on it. If you got a webcam, you can record on it. It doesn't matter what you record on, especially when you're just getting started, right? And then you go through this process, and once you get to the end of this process, then you just repeat it over and over and over again, and you continue to create evergreen content. All right, so advantage #3 of using YouTube to grow your business is that it builds a brand authority and trust. All right, so let's get into it. So as you can see in my visual representation, it all starts with you creating the content. You see I got the little phone right here and a camera. It really doesn't matter what you record with. It's about the message that you bring through in your video, okay? Now, if you look right here, we got showcase expertise. People have to know that you know what you're talking about, right? It's a lot of people that get on video video and they haven't really done the work, right? But people can see and know that you know what you're talking about because they watch the video, they go implement it, and they can see that it worked for them, right? And what happens is the more and more you do that, and this kind of leads me into the second thing, which is consistency. Okay, so if I was just a person that did one video and it was a massive amount of value that I put in the video, but then I didn't post another video for 6 months, then people wouldn't stick around. They wouldn't trust me because they would be like, yeah, that was a good video, but I didn't see them around, right? So what you want to do is you want to show expertise and be consistent. So are you going to post at least once a week, or 2 times a week, 3 times a week? What's going to be your schedule, right? Now, you don't have to think too deep into that right now, but you want to at least be posting a video at least once a week, right? That's my recommendation for you, right? So expertise and consistency is what you need to focus on to be able to build trust. All right, so advantage number 4 is you gain insights to customer preferences. Now let me break down what I'm talking about. So if you look at the visual representation right here, you can see it says content optimization and audience understanding, okay? This is what the YouTube analytical data allows you to figure out, right? You start to understand your customer a whole lot better, right? So if we look at this, the content optimization pretty much happens like this. You got performance metrics, right? So once you start putting out videos, you start getting the data, you start seeing how your audience behaves when you put out certain content, right? And if you look at the engagement rates, right, it starts to tell you, okay, people like this type of content more because, as you can see, based on the vanity metrics, which would be the likes, people sharing it, and people actually commenting, that's telling you like what type of content you should be putting out next. So then what happens is your audience, you start to understand them better because of these things. So your demographics, the viewer behavior, and the feedback. And I kind of tied all of that in together, but typically what happens is your content optimization is all based on the understanding of your audience. So the more you study your data, the better you get with content, the more traffic you start to get because YouTube creates more of who's watching your video. So if you got these type of people watching your video, they're going to push it out to more and more people that are just like those, which means you get the right traffic, you start to generate more leads, you start to generate more sales for your business. All right, so advantage number 5 when it comes to using YouTube to grow your business is it creates opportunity in sales conversations. So I've actually used this a ton of times over the years and it works very, very well. So you're probably watching this because you're a business owner, which means at some point you've had a sales conversation, whether it was you dealing with the potential customer yourself, or if you have a bigger business, then you probably have a sales team that could leverage your videos as well, right? So what am I talking about? So when I used to be in sales conversations, what I would do sometimes when somebody need like further clarification on something, then what I would do is I would use my YouTube videos as a resource to what it is that I was offering, right? So then boom, I'll go and grab the video from YouTube. Then while we're having that conversation, I would say, hey, in this video, I clarify it a whole lot better. Or you could say something along those lines, right? And then you give them the video and then they watch it and then they can come back to the sales conversation, right? So your sales team, if you have a sales team, you could do the exact same thing. So now those resources can't just, be out there on the internet generating traffic from you. They can also be some of the resources that you or your team could use to generate more sales for your business. So now that you know the advantages of using YouTube to grow your business, I want you to watch this video next because it's going to share with you the 5 different types of videos you should be creating right now if you want to increase your sales performance using YouTube. See you over there.